A strategically significant target has been located. We're dropping you into a hot zone. Secure the area.
Understood.
Hello everyone, my name is Alchanii, and this is another Mass Effect 3 multiplayer video. I have not made one in a while, and it's about time to make another. And I will totally speak about these new Volus characters in depth at some point. Maybe not this video, but maybe another. Because while these classes they're my favorite. At least the Volus Engineer, specifically. The Volus Engineer is my #1 favorite class now. So, I will totally talk about these classes at some point. But it might not be this video. Because I need to talk about something that is reintroduced by these classes, having a specific ability. It's called Shield Boost, and Shield Boost is amazing. I would be showing a gold match right about now, but
We still have an active target. Mission scrubbed. We're out of here.
yeah. So I'm just gonna host me a silver match and let's roll with it. BioWare, I really hope you're listening, or somebody out there is listening that can get this message to you guys. The multiplayer component of Mass Effect 3 is great. It's simple. It's very simple. It's very simply made, but it was fun. Whoever was in the team that was developing this this supposedly supposed to be standalone title and made it just a part of Mass Effect 3, whoever made this part, it was simple, but it was good. I will commend you on that. There are a lot of goods about this game. There's a couple bads, and I wish to speak to anybody listening, really, as someone who enjoys Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I wish to speak to you as someone who will tell you that he has fun with this multiplayer component of a mainly single-player title. Pretty sure anybody will agree to that. Past the game being pretty hard if you're not hosting a match, I don't know if the net code is bad. I'm not too sure what that is. But hosting a match is far superior to not hosting a match. I mean, my friends who normally when they host any other game, there's no lag at all. It's actually kind of bad on here. But this is not the main issue that I'm going to talk about during this video. Past that. Past the host thing. You guys made a class-based survival shooter, third-person shooter, and you put in, you got your support classes, you got your purely destroy everything classes, you got your gotta sit in the back of the map defensive classes. I like that. There's actual variety between the classes. While not that much, it's still enough variety to matter. And I am a person who plays support classes whenever possible. If there's... And I don't play these games anymore, but, in like a shooter, I will play, God forbid, Modern Warfare 3 or Battlefield 3, I will play a support thing. Battlefield 3 would be Assault, I guess, since they have the heal kit, or support, since they actually have ammo. But I try and play as like the backbone to my team. I try to bolster up the offensive or defensive capabilities of the rest of my team. I like to be helpful. I like to be supportive, if you will, of my teammates. And you guys do have support classes in this game. A few I can name are Asari Vanguard, or I believe it's Justicar, Asari Justicar. They have the Biotic Sphere. Any teammates within, speaking to anybody who doesn't play the game or doesn't have the class, whatever reason you don't know. The Biotic Sphere, anyone inside depends on how you spec it, or build it, rather. They will take less damage. Their shield recharge delay is even better, not worse. And any enemies inside will take a little bit more damage. You can spec it to either put your Biosphere out in the middle of enemies so they take way more extra damage, or you can build it to where your teammates take even less damage and their shields come back even faster. For Geth Engineer has the Geth Turret, which restores shields of your friendlies every so often. If you build it the way I would assume you're intended to play the class, which is pure support, because the class isn't that great on the offensive field. The Geth Turret isn't that good if you build it for offensive type of play. But if you build the Geth Turret the way you're supposed to, it restores a lot of shields to your teammates, whoever's nearby, every 3 seconds. Or if you have 200% power recharge speed, you can actually just put it down and do it even faster than that. The Volus characters you guys introduced with the Retaliation DLC are my favorite classes. They have Shield Boost, which is essentially the Geth Turret skill, correct me if I'm wrong, except with the regenerative capability. And both classes have a unique skill that, in some way or another, helps out the team tremendously. For the Volus Engineer, which is my #1 favorite class, Krogan Vanguard taking 2nd place, and N7 Demolisher taking, well, far down the list, but that kind of besides the point. The Volus Engineer, his unique skill is Recon Mine. You guys gave this skill the ability to both use Tactical Scan, which was previously only on... It was either a selfish ability on, like, Devastator mode, or it was on the... Once again, correct me if I'm wrong, the Malcorian Infiltrator, known as Tactical Scan. The part of playing Volus Engi, however, is Tactical Scan on the Recon Mine is more than just that. It's more than just you shoot it out, you sit in a place, and it scans enemies. You can take a talent which makes enemies take 25% more damage and move 30% slower. Now, while that is a part of Tactical Scan, it's not as good as this. Tactical Scan, I believe, is like 10-15%, something like that. It's really low. And they move a little bit slower. So Recon Mine is basically double the goodness of Tactical Scan, but with the explosive capability, which blows my mind. No pun intended. I love it. Recon Mine is great. As soon as I saw the talent that allows for 25% extra damage and 30% slower movement speed on anything scanned, and a larger radius for both the explosive damage and the scan radius, I took that. There was no question. I was, yep, that, I'm not going to take anything else. I want that. And the Volus Adept, I mean, Biox Orbs, they have a damage resistance debuff for enemies if you actually throw them at them. If you take up that rank 6 ability anyway, you have the ability to make enemies take a whole hell of a lot more damage than Recon Mine can ever hope to. So these two new classes are some of the best support classes you guys have put out. Here's the problem though. When you play a support class, I'm basing most of my experience off the Geth Engineer. The Geth Engineer, once again, I'm going to assume you guys intended the Geth Engineer to be played as a support or defensive character, you know, help out teammates, all that stuff. You don't get many kills on that class. Not as many as the rest of your teammates. At the end, at like Wave 10, during any difficulty or map, at Wave 10, if I'm playing Geth Engineer, I'm 4th place. And if I'm 3rd place, then that 4th place guy is probably new at the game. I'm not going to say, you know, he sucks or whatever. He's probably new at the game. And that's all I'm going to say. So, when I play Geth Engineer, I have to go into it with the mindset of, I'm not going to kill anything. I'm going to sit in the back, try and not get hit as much as possible, and keep the rest of my team alive best I can. The best I can. Because the Geth turret, even if you build it towards doing damage and you get the flamethrower talent and all that, even if you pick all those, the Geth turret is not going to get you that many kills. Overload is used as not exactly a debuff, but a shield or barrier drainer. Not exactly in the way of damage dealing. If anything, as far as dealing damage with Overload, you're going to hope for Tech Burst and nothing else, because it's a flat 400 points of damage across a certain radius. So, like with Volus Adept is probably the harder to play of the two new classes, between the two Voluses. Because Biotic Orbs, even if you build it to do more damage, it only does 400 or 500 points of damage per orb. So, potentially, what? 1,500 damage or 2,000? I really forget. It's somewhere in that range, and that's if you spit out every orb. Sounds like a lot of damage, but when you're playing gold, as much as anybody really should, I play a lot of gold, so these numbers are very low. When I use this skill, I took up the talent to debuff the damage resistance of enemies. So if I use orbs, I'm using it to debuff the enemy. No other reason. I took up the talent that increases the power recharge speed boost by 5%. So I have, what? With gear bonuses, around 255% power recharge speed. So I'm using shield boost over and over and over again. So I'm not in it to kill anything, really. I'm in it to, once again, like the Geth Engineer mindset, sit back with my teammates, help them out, keep them alive, you know, all that sorts of thing. Sorts of stuff, rather. And that, if you're leveling from 1 to 20, if you're not 20, this is the problem. When you're 20, this doesn't matter. But if you're trying to level a class up to 20, when you're playing the Volus Adept, it's really hard to kill things. And when you kill things, you get points. Which, at the end of a match, you get those points as extra experience, on top of the experience you normally get by beating a difficulty, or surviving the match, or whatever. You are going to be 3rd or 4th place every single time if you play Volus Adept, or Geth Engineer, or whatever it may be. And that is my problem with these classes. They are great. The Volus Adept, once again, Volus Adept probably has the best support skill over Recon Mine. While Recon Mine can do damage and debuff the enemy 25%, all that, but the Volus Adept has a debuff that can go up to 60% extra damage, and you can also spam shield boost. That's great. That's arguably better than Recon Mine. It's definitely better than Recon Mine in my own head. But I enjoy Volus Engineer more because I'm able to kill something with it. I mean, I get it. This is a silver match. I'm level 20 here. But at least if I take Recon Mine and Proximity Mine in the first level, I'll be able to kill something. As a Volus Adept, you're not going to kill anything. Especially if you're under level 10. If you're under level 10 on a Volus Adept, I can assure you, you're going to be last place. If anybody else is playing any other class anyway. So, my problem with these classes, these support classes, I'm sorry this is a long-winded, this is a long build-up to my problem. There is no incentive to play these classes past either in your own head you're like, well, I want my team to stay alive, so whatever. Or you're playing the class because you genuinely enjoy it. Past that, there's no incentive. When you kill something, you get points. When you assist a kill, you get points. When you Do enough of something, like you melee and you kill 5 enemies through melee. You get an extra boost of points for that. If you do an objective, you get extra points. When you are a Geth Engineer, or you're using shield boost on the Volus characters, there's nothing. You are not rewarded for helping your teammates out in that way. You don't get a point boost for regenerating someone's shields from nothing to max on shield boost. You don't get a point reward for your Geth turret spitting out a shield boost at your teammates. You don't get a point boost for reducing damage done to your teammates with your Biotic Sphere. You don't get a point reward for boosting damage done to enemies through either Tactical Scan or Recon Mine. And I say point reward because a credits or money boost is kind of weird. I don't know how that would work or make sense. So I'm just saying point reward. Like I said, this is in the mindset that you're not level 20. I've already leveled 20 1,000 times. So it doesn't really matter. But there's no incentive to play these support classes. And they're really good. They're made really good. Geth Engineer on these Volus classes are the best. Asari Vanguard isn't so much, but it's still a support class that you can play. So it's very unfortunate that there's no reward or incentive to play these classes, because that means everybody is going to look at these classes, play them once, notice, hey, I'm not getting anything for being useful to my teammates. I'm not killing anything on this class. I'm going to go back to my Geth Infiltrator or my N7 Demolisher or my Krogan Vanguard, because at least then I'm getting kills and points and leveling up faster. So, that's my problem with the game, is that you're not rewarded for assisting your teammates past damaging an enemy and then they kill it. That's the only point reward you get for assisting your teammates, is by damaging an enemy for them. So I would love, seriously, more people would play Geth Engineer and Asari Justicar. They would play all these support classes a lot more if they had a reason to play them. So that's really it. I'm sorry this was long-winded. There's a lot of context needed for this problem, because if I just say you're not rewarded for playing the support classes and that's the end of the commentary, what do you get out of that? What do you learn? How is it a problem? What leads me to think that? So, while I apologize for the length of this, I really hope you understand with me saying all that there is about this problem. Or, I say problem like it's this disaster, but it's just one of my complaints about this game, that if addressed through either an update or a DLC update or something, if addressed, it would just make this game a whole lot better and a whole lot easier for me to recommend to other people to buy this game. I've converted 2 people into buying this game, if for anything else, the multiplayer function, because I've live streamed it or showed it through video content such as this. I think more people would like seeing that I'm, at least in video, the person doing the video, if I were being rewarded while recording me playing a Geth Engineer and keeping my team alive. So, I hope I made sense, that it was easy to understand, especially with all that I've said. If there are any critiques, if you think I said something wrong, if you think I'm wrong somehow, any critiques, thoughts of your own, anything like that, leave it in the comments section. While I don't expect this to reach anybody at BioWare, it would be great if it did. So, I have no expectations. I just wanted to get this commentary out because I'm tired of just saying it on Twitter and it going over people's heads. So, thank you for listening, whoever is listening to this. I hope you understood me, like I said 2-3 other times before. And, once again, any critiques, any thoughts of your own, leave them in the comments below. I will read and reply to them. and I will see you guys another time. Thank you so very much. Thank you.